In my journey to stop being a boomer trapped in the 80s, I stumbled upon this movie called A Quiet Place. The plot seemed interesting. Slightless aliens with hypersensitive hearings and impenetrable armored skin have taken over the planet, wiping out most of humanity. The only way to survive is to remain completely silent. Scrolling through Wikipedia, I noticed that the movie holds an approval rating of 96% and an average score of 8.2 out of 10. I was thinking, not bad at all. Even Rolling Stone, the famous magazine, called it a new horror classic that will fry your nerves to a frazzle. First of all, when the hell did Rolling Stone start reviewing movies? Second, you should have stuck to music, where you already suck. You didn't need to expand your expertise in sucking across multiple fields. Other magazines that have nothing to do with movies review it too, and at that point, I knew that I shouldn't take any of them seriously. What really caught my attention though was that the film was nominated for 18 awards and won 9 of them. It has to be good, right? One of the nominations was for Best Special Effects. And not only did that make me laugh hard, it made me realize that awards and reviews mean absolutely nothing. And as we go further into this review, you will see exactly why. Long story short, this movie is pathetic. The opening was already bad enough to make me realize what I was in for. So there's this family, the only humans, or almost only humans that we will see in the entire movie, shopping. They're moving carefully and silently, of course, when the youngest kid spots a toy airplane. He picks it up and almost drops it, which will have meant certain death for the entire family. Now, I don't care if he's a kid. He has seen what's going on. A kid in that situation wouldn't be playing around. They will be shaking with fear. But no, he still wants the damn toy. His father takes it from him, explaining that it's too noisy. I think at this point the kid should know that they shouldn't make sound, right? And you know, man, you could have taken that toy and just remove the batteries out of it. Problem solved. Kid will be happy, you will be happy, but no. The older sister, if I didn't miss something, let him take it. I doubt she was dumb to also hand him the batteries, that will be really stupid, so I assumed he grabbed them himself. And a few minutes later outside, this little genius decides, I'm gonna put this damn battery in and turn it on. Because apparently nobody taught him that sounds equal death. What happened? Well, obviously he died. Next scene, the things get even dumber. The world has collapsed, humanity is on the verge of extinction, aliens kills you the moment you make a single noise. So let's have a baby. Who in their right mind will decide to have a baby when there's no hospitals, no doctors, and most important things, babies makes noise. And noise is literally something that you cannot do. Don't get me even start about the logistic, how the hell they managed to make a baby without making a single sound. If you didn't see the movie and you're wondering how they plan to deal with the inevitable baby cries, well, they stick it in a soundproof box with an oxygen mask. That's overly genius. Oh, and one of the kids, the girl, is deaf. So one day, pissed off that her father wouldn't let her go with him to the river, she decides to pack up and head to the place where her brother died. Girl, you're deaf. You can't hear if your backpack is making noise, if someone is sneaking up behind you, if an animal is about to make a sound that will get you killed. And you just leave your pregnant mother alone when she's literally about to give birth? Perfect timing. At this point we are 44 minutes into the movie and basically nothing has happened. I'd like also to point out how absolutely terrible the jump scares are in this movie. There's nothing scary about it, but you know what they did? Since the movie is mostly silent, they figure, hey, let's randomly blast the volume to 100% every now and then. It's annoying, it's lazy, and just makes you piss off. So the mom is going into labor. She's trying her best to not make noise, even after stepping on a nail. One of the creatures enters the house and we finally get a good look at them. And here's the first issue about the technical aspect of this creature we will talk later, but let's now talk of the creatures. These creatures have such advanced hearing that they can detect the ticking of a little clock, but somehow they can't hear human heartbeats. Anyways, back to the story. Husband is back and realizes something is wrong because the lights are red, and which apparently means some kind of emergency signal they use. So to create distraction, they set off fireworks. That was a smart move. So we get a shot of the deaf girl. And now someone has to explain me why the deaf girl just spends the entire day sitting where her brother died. Hello? There's any brain there? There are killer aliens out there. Your mom is about to give birth, and maybe, just maybe, your family might be worried about you, and wasting time searching for you isn't really something they're looking for with all the problems they are already dealing with. Then there's this scene with the older kid. He hears something in the cornfield, probably a creature. So what he do? He was taught to not fucking make noise. So instead of running down a clear, silent path, he bolts through the cornfield. Because why be smart when you can be stupid? Meanwhile, the dad managed to get to the mom into their soundproof basement. And miracle! The baby never makes a sound when it's inconvenient for the story. But when they need tension, suddenly it cries. Oh, and this part. One of the creatures enters the flooded basement. The creature goes underwater with no problem. It was probably swimming under there. One of the cringiest moments is when the deaf girl and her brother are on top of a corn silo. She's like, we can't stay here, we have to go. Where exactly you want to go? You're safer up there than anywhere else. Just shut the fuck up and stay put. Then she adds, he'll come for you, not for me. This is great. It's just something that we needed. A teen drama in the middle of an alien apocalypse. Turns out that the frequencies from her hearing aids weaken the creatures, making them vulnerable. So we have creatures that not even a bomb can kill. You can shoot them, you will not kill. But now it's suddenly easy to kill them after some sound waves. And now the moment I was waiting the most. The creatures. They look horrible. And not in a good way. And they should, since it's a horror movie, but no, they don't look horrible in that way. They look like a mix of Venom and some orange peel. They're ridiculous, not scary at all, and worst of all, the CGI is atrocious. It will have been so easy to make an animatronics version, but no, they had to cheap out. And I want to remind you that this movie was nominated for the best special effects. I don't have any more words about that. This is pure joke. A Quiet Place 2 takes what's wrong with the first one, makes it even worse. So in the first movie, every time they lit a fire on top of the corn silos, they could see other fires in the distance. So they decide to go to one of these places because, well, the husband is dead and she's now alone with 3 kids. As always, this movie is made with 3 parts. The first part is the quite boring part. Then we have the something happened part, and then the ending part, which is the total chaos part. So for the entire movie we have this back and forth between the boring part and something happened part. So they get to this place where our old friend lives alone. Looks like he also lost someone and looks like it was his son. While they're there, they hear a song from the radio called Beyond the Sea, and the deaf girl thinks the song is a message from an island. And she tells her brother that he can save them by going to find a boat to get the island where the signal is coming from. Yeah, sure. What could possibly go wrong? Since the family friend said it is just a song, nothing's left, the brave girl decided to go alone. And here we have one of those scenes that pisses me off so much. She ends up in a deranged train when she looks for some stuff, and of course she ends up making some noise. Now, if it wasn't already bad enough, she faced a creature and used her secret weapons, the frequency noise. Look at what weapon she has with her. If you don't know how to handle such weapon, you can dislocate your shoulder instantly because of the recoil, But not her. She has it on her leg, and the gun doesn't do a single movement. And of course the brave girl will have died if it wasn't for the family friend. I can save you all. I would love that the movie was like finished there, you know, like she goes there, the creature attack her, credits, directed by. The creatures, if you're asking, are again horrible. If in the first one you could say, okay man, you know, look, the budget is low, maybe they spend on more stuff, you don't have any excuses in the second one. And yet the creatures looks like a tropical fruit mixed with venom. So the family friend decides to help her. Meanwhile the mom goes shopping for some oxygen for the baby, while the other son, the crying pussy one, grows some balls and decide to casually explore for no reason the place, obviously getting into trouble and attracting creature. Of course they had to do this, otherwise what else in the world they will show in this movie, because there is nothing to show till the end. So the deaf girl and friends get to the boat and everything looks fine, right? Until they encounter some hostile people. What those people want? Why these people are hostile? It's funny because they made them look like we are 15 years in the future and humanity is now packed in small groups that kills each other. But as the movie showed at the beginning, everything happened no more than a year ago. You want to tell me that we are already at that stage? Come on, man. They put some ring bells on him so he can't move, otherwise the creatures will come. But if he moves, you will all die, because the creature to get to him has to go across you, which, oh my god, is exactly what happens. This movie is So he saves himself by jumping in the water, and this is how they find out that the creatures don't know how to swim. Weird, because I'm pretty sure I saw one of these creatures going underwater in the first movie, acting like it knew how to do it without breathing. So they get to the island, but guess what? The other boat also got there accidentally. And there was a creature on it. Strange, you know, with all these noises that the creature heard before. This one decided to stay on the boat that precisely go to the island on its own. On the other side, the mom is fighting with the creature, trying to save the dumb kids and the newborn, and they end up killing the creature. And the deaf girl and the friends that are now on the island, thanks to a radio station, they are able to expand its frequency, and then she just smashed the head of this creature with a piece of iron. At this point I told to my girlfriend, hey, there's no 2 without 3. Let's watch the prequel spin-off called A Quiet Place Day 1. So take what you have seen in the previous 2, same patterns, and just throw it in New York. I won't talk too much about the story, but it's when everything started. From what I read online, the director explained that the alien came to Earth through meteoritis, I don't fucking know. But for this one I want to point out all the stupid things I found out without getting too much in the story. First, cliché. The crazy annoying guy who has to scream, we're gonna die, we're gonna die. We're all gonna die! The cat of the protagonist that won't make a single sound no matter what they encounter. They find out that the creatures can't swim, and an helicopter tells people to move to the seaport where there will be an evacuation. It will be easier if you simply went on the other side with your helicopters and made some noise so people could just walk on the other side with no worries. Because you know, moving thousands, if not millions people across a distracted city without making a noise, it's a little bit too unrealistic, you know. But if you make some noise on the other side, it's much more easier, you know, for them to walk. But that was too much smart an idea, and the director probably was thinking, hey, we are making this movie for the modern audience. A modern audience doesn't have a brain. Come on, they scroll the entire day on TikTok. They will not even notice these things. Funny thing is, the creatures in the first one goes underwater with no problem, in the second one it draws and can swim, and in the prequel they're smart, and even if they don't see, they know that jumping in that specific place will make them die. What new bullshit we will find out in the next movie, which I'm looking really forward to see, to then complain again. Anyways, people go out and obviously get packed as hell and make a lot of noise, ending up killed. You don't give a shit about anybody though, and you're like, okay. Meanwhile, the cat the cat is the main protagonist of the movie, the cat is going around with no problem anytime it wants. In the metro they get a close encounter with a creature, and the cat is like, oh, hello, I'm fine, I will not hiss or anything, I will just stay quiet here, minding my business. We have a scene where cat goes underwater for some time. I didn't know that cats can stop breathing for a while, but it's fine. It's fine. I mean, what you expect for this? What you expected. So the main protagonist of this movie has a terminal cancer. So this other guy she met goes to find some pills for her, risking his life to save the cats at some point in a place full of monsters. This guy previously couldn't breathe from fear, but now he's climbing iron concrete to save a cat from who? The cat is the only one who never needed help. Obviously, he makes some noise, but guess what? Nothing. He has the monster close to his face. But now if you're on something that's iron, apparently it's okay, and the creature can't hear you. Well, for the past 2 movies, doesn't matter what was the noise, the creature was attacking immediately. But now no, the creature hears the noise. Oh, what is that? Calm down, boys. It's just a review. The entire New York is destroyed, but the only thing she has in mind is to have a piece of pizza. Instead of trying to save the cat herself or just help this pure moron, they end up where her dad used to play. And I guess at this point we should feel something about her and her story, because the only feeling that I feel is cringe. But hey, the guy finds a 2 days old pizza and they enjoy it with a glass of whiskey. At the end, they get to the port. She helps him by distracting the creature so he can't jump. I want to remind you that the creatures know that the water is bad, but they don't know that in the sequel. So she helped him. He's able to get to the boat with the cat. And when he's on the boat, he found a letter she wrote to him. Apparently, paper in New York is made with special materials since it can be opened with no problem. When in normal condition, you will get a block of shit. But yeah, nice letter, it's getting us some emotion, spoiler, didn't work at all. And it ends with her walking on the street, listening to music with her headphones, then removing them, letting you imagine what will happen to her. I don't know, guys. 3 movies, all with the same exact patterns. Boring as hell. I'm not asking for too much. I'm a guy that enjoys really colossal movie like The Lord of the Rings, Braveheart, I love Titanic. I love those movies, you know, but I'm also a sucker for bad B movies. But these movies here, that take themselves so serious, pretending I'm too stupid to see the stupidity in it, I can't accept it. It's still out of this world how these movies have been nominated for so many awards. Every sequel has a bigger budget, but they never spent a penny more to make this creature a little bit more realistic. If you have tons of them jumping on New York, I can understand you're using CGI. When you have one close to the main actors, make it fucking real. They look awful, and it really throw me away from the movie. I can't get into the movie because all I see is something that doesn't exist. That's all, I guess. Let me know what you think about it if you have seen these movies. And as always, I will see you all in the next video. Cheers!